All right, so I don't even know how I got this fragrance, but at some point I ordered it. It is from Statik Olfactive. So we're gonna learn a little bit about this house or this perfumer because I don't know much about it. I know at some point it intrigued me, but you guys have been sending me so many fragrances to review for the channel. I've been picking up fragrances. It has just gotten down to stockpiles. So as I'm going through everything in the collection to review, I came across this and I was like, when the heck did I order this? So strap up. We got a ride to go on.
Okay, dinner for two. I watch that head move side to side as I let this in into the room. You are on time, let's connect minds. Trying to get into a mood. We gon' be fine. Close up the blinds, no rush. Finish the food.
All right. Welcome to the scent bubble. Sorry for that little hesitation there on the intro. This is the scent bubble. I'm your host for the evening. And from the house of Statik Olfactive, this is Into the Wild. I saw this and I said, when the heck did I get this? It came with a card. I'm not really going to read it because my eyesight is terrible. We'll have to pull up some stuff on the computer. We'll go into the notes and the initial impressions and all that fun stuff. But before we did, let's switch screens real quick. I need to go over some order of business. So about us. So Chris Martin is the owner and founder of Statik Olfactive Fragrances. He's a longtime fragrance enthusiast and well-respected member in the fragrance community, collecting fine fragrances and experiencing this olfactive art through the world of scent is something Chris immensely is passionate about. Having collected niche designer and indie fragrances with a personal collection of over 500, sounds like me, we both have a problem. He has always favored fragrances that paint a picture for the wearer. Transportive, as I would say on this channel. It is through this love of olfactory art that he wanted to create a brand that solely focuses on fragrances that transport people to a specific time or place and provide a sense of imagery. I can appreciate that. Into the Wild is where the brand begins. In 2020, Chris wanted to create a fragrance that was perfect to him, a fragrance that's subjective, that is a very subjective art, and there was nothing out there that satisfied the scent profile he was looking for. Chris sought out to create the perfect fragrance. You could tell he wrote this. And through his passion and accumulated fragrance knowledge throughout the years, he began this next step in the fragrance journey. Into the Wild, which is actually the fragrance I have for you guys today, was not only originally intended to be a fragrance available for the masses. Wait, was not. Oh, okay. So he made it for himself originally. However, when Chris smelled what had been created, he knew it was something special and wanted to share it with others. Right. Who was going to make a fragrance and not sell it? In 2023, he shared Into the Wild with a few friends and family members before it was officially released. This was when he realized that releasing fragrances for others to enjoy was something he was very passionate about. Thus, Statik Olfactive was created. Okay, so they had a discovery set, which I later found out and wished I would have, because I'm sure Into the Wild is in it. Yes, and this discovery set's only $35, but to be honest, I don't even remember purchasing this. I wonder if it came with something, or maybe I saw a content creator recommend it. They even have this 24 karat gold thing where you can get fragrances with 24 karat gold flakes in them. Okay, I digress. Let's go back to me and let's look at this fragrance. I have the notes right here, so we really won't have to go to like a fragrantica of this. Let's just get our nose on this. Got a good little, I think 5 ml. So let's load up, right? Put some on the arm. In the air, I get this super blast of green and clean. What do I think about this? I really want to see the dry down, so I'm going to spray my hand. Otherwise, I've got not good feedback of this. So the initial impression on the test strip and in the air is this very bar soap, little more realistic, tart, green, outdoor, grassy, soapy soap bar experience. It's not really cheap soap, but it's not elegant either. I get a soap bar, a very fresh, vibrant, radiant soap bar that seems to be of bergamot and lemon and green nature. It is drying down a little bit more natural. You get some of the woods. It's a woody green. It's woody green dominant with the tiniest backbone of lemon or bergamot. It's just a very soapy, clean fragrance. Let's see on skin. Same experience. Very linear. No transition to speak of, really. Trying to get some sort of projection from it to see if at a distance it feels different. It feels a little bit jazzed up from white florals and stuff, but it's mostly a woody green, kind of supernatural, organic Irish Spring smelling scent. I don't know if, and this is what sucks about marketing, is to some extent you have to take something that's partially true and jazz it up to build engagement, right? Because if you told the story straight up, it might not be as spicy and intriguing to a consumer. So when you explain that you can't find anything and you want to make a scent for yourself, I'm expecting to smell something I haven't smelled before to some extent. This smells like soap, guys. I want to honestly tell you that it doesn't. It's the most natural, vibrant, somewhere between Lever 2000 and Green Irish Spring soap. It does smell natural. It's clean and soapy. Doesn't smell synthetic at all. But yeah, it's soapy. That's all I truly get. Now, let me read you this note breakdown because it's going to probably either piss you off or dull the senses. Okay, top notes: ozone accord, Canadian black spruce, Spanish cypress, Indian cypress, log cabin smoke accord. It's not very smoky at all, if any. Middle notes: fern, green leaf, Indian galbanum, Egyptian violet leaf. I don't get any violet leaf. Absolute wild honeysuckle accord. Don't know what that is. Barely get it if there's even something distinct. Base notes, we have cedarwood, agarwood, so it says, I do appreciate that he put this, non-infected heartwood. So he's saying this is not oud. This is just the wood accord. Indian wild harvest patchouli. No. French castorum absolute, ethically sourced. Okay, so there's a muskiness to it. You don't really get a ton of that. There is a little bit of depth to the soap, but not by any distinct standout notes. And then French oak moss absolute. For all the notes here, guys, this is a green cypressy, somewhat ozonic, somewhat minerally Irish Spring type of soap. It's very high quality in the simplest way possible. Yeah, I'm going to be honest, guys. I mean, if you like soapy, clean scents, this is very straightforward and non-synthetic, so I appreciate the organic nature of this scent profile. But this just smells like you shop at Sprouts or Whole Foods, you know, like an ethically conscious grocery store and bought a fresh bar of cypress soap. So that might be intriguing to people. I don't find it to be innovative or different or unique, either in texture and in profile. So it kind of is a letdown as far as the story build up into the fragrance, but if you want a very linear, soapy, clean, fresh out of the shower fragrance, this will certainly do you well. The thing you got to be careful with linen and soap and green soap fragrance profiles is once you get out in the heat and the natural oils from your body interact with it, a lot of times it can create a funky accord in the background that can ruin this. But if you're going to be indoors with this, it'll hold up very well with some moderate performance. The projection is very 2 feet, 3 feet scent bubble, no sillage. Like I'm trying to waft it around. That's why I was shaking my arm. Initially, you don't really get that. This is just a scent bubble that will stay with you. Office safe for sure. Casual, I wouldn't call it upscale casual. I would call it classically casual. Smells like the best of the 1960s or something like that. Not very innovative. If you're fans of fragrances like Armaf Très Nuit, Lalique White, I don't even want to mention that fragrance with this because there's so much more beauty in that fragrance, but it's close. Très Nuit, Lalique White, 90 Pure White from Banana Republic, Cypress Cedar, CK Everyone type of scents, but again, more on the soap side. This is an offering. It feels very John Wayne, you know, like an old Cowboys super exquisite bar soap, you know, very outdoorsy, but very simple. I'm trying to give it a lot of characteristics, but overall it's just a very linear soap scent that's cypress driven and somewhat woodsy as a backbone. It does project. It does have good weight to it. I could see you easily getting 4 to 6 hours of performance on something like this, but I'm not going to make love to the track on this. Would I wear it? Yeah, just to see what it does, but I wouldn't buy it. I really wouldn't. I think I need a little bit more out of my soapy fragrance. You know, Lalique White, Tom Ford Gray Vetiver, Coach Open Road, CK Everyone. Shoot, even CK1, even though that's a powdery white floral, it still has a fresh out of the shower scent profile to it. Even a playful green like Vibrant Vetiver Delight, or a Amir Celestial Ganymede mineral style suede fragrance for a clean out of the shower experience. Yeah, this isn't much. I'm going to give it a 7, and I think I'm being gracious, giving it an average score of a 7, and I'm only giving it a 7 because of the quality of the scent profile doesn't lean synthetic. So if you're into this, this is a solid Swiss Army everyday clean soapware, if that's what you're into. But if you're not into that and you need to be wowed by a fragrance in some way, this will really come off like a 4 to most people. So again, this was olfactive. I wish I could have got the discovery set because I'd like to see what other directions than natural that he's going for, because he said he designed this for himself. So this is what he's into, but maybe he might be into some other DNA styles. Maybe we'll get a discovery set since it is so affordable, just to go ahead and review that for this. The packaging was really nice. It came in a box with the foam insert with a menu, you know, a little write-up, a story on the house, a story on the fragrance. Let's read this. When was the last time that you removed yourself and escaped from the hustle and bustle of everyday life and experienced nature's purest essence captured in the rawest form? That's really what this fragrance smells like, but more soapy than... I think there's other elements to nature that he could have emphasized rather than soap and green accords. But where every spritz transports you into a world of invigorating green landscapes and serene woodlands. Yeah, I get that. Perfect for those who crave an exhilarating essence of nature, this fine fragrance encapsulates the authentic spirit of the wild outdoors, making every day an adventure. Experience the invigorating allure of wilderness and allow yourself to step into the wild. Okay, but it's there's not a lot of wow factor to it, I'll be honest. I think there's other, you know, we just reviewed Beach Hut Man by Amouage and Epic from Amouage. Those are outdoor green scents that will wow you in their beauty and complexity. There's no complexity to this. It's just soap accord and green accords on woods. Anyways, like, comment, and subscribe. More importantly, turn on that notification bell. Have you put your nose to Olfactive? Is it Olfactive Studios? What is the name of this? What did I do with that little write-up? Statik Olfactives Into the Wild. That's what it is. Have you put your nose to this? And are you guys into soap scents? I'm not the biggest fan. I do like simplicity, like Wulong Cha, Montclair La Corday, stuff like that, La Lique White. You know, so I am into soapy, linen-y green accords, but I just need them to be a little complex with a little bit of depth. They can't be overly simple unless you're really highlighting some notes like yuzu lemon or Calabrian bergamot, or you know what I'm saying, like something different with some character. But anyways, 7 out of 10. I'm being gracious. Most of you guys will think this is a 4 or 5, but get your nose on it if you're interested in, you know, quality perfumery. But hopefully his other offerings are better, so look elsewhere other than this one. And hope you guys have a blessed week. Peace.